All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of The Game Plan here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. It's a brand new week, a holiday week right here, and we are eager to celebrate. So I hope everybody at home is having a great day. We're at, of course, Angelo's Italian Deli. We were here for a Friday night football game day show not long ago, and we had a great show then. And I got some great food after then. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But Angelo's Italian Deli is another show we've been looking forward to coming back and doing a lot. 6639 at Northwest 36th Street here in Bethany. 405-441-5842 is the phone number. And we're going to be here for an hour talking about everything that happened over the weekend, all of our predictions for this week when it comes to things like high school, and some of the news we missed last week as well. But, again, it's going to be a great show. Luke Young here on location, Mike Gannon back at the studio. Mike, thank you. Hope you had a good weekend. And are you doing anything for Thanksgiving?
Just with the family for Thanksgiving Day, and I got a grandnephew, that has a birthday, and so his celebration will be this weekend on Saturday.
Nice, nice. Well, happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
All right, and well, mentioning Thanksgiving, obviously, that's kind of the big thing this week. Schools are on break. There's not a lot of sports happening at the local level, at least. Everybody's just getting ready to go celebrate it with friends and family. That's how it should be. They're doing the same thing here at Angelo's Italian Deli. And, Mike, I don't know if you're saying something. You're kind of cutting out, I thought.
No. I was also going to point out that office buildings that have a lot of white-collar jobs are half empty already.
Yeah, that is true. Our building is pretty much half empty right now.
It's become a thing since COVID that people now take basically the whole week to Thanksgiving. So
They're taking a knee, running out the clock. Short work week.
Yes, they are.
I get it. Double transition here. They're not taking a knee and running out the clock at Angelo's Italian Deli. They're eager
he's not.
Hey, there you go. They're eager to serve you all day long, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. Stop by here, take a look at the menu for yourself, because I've had a taste now, and I promise you, it's the best. Toasted sandwiches, cold sandwiches. They do soups. They do charcuterie boards, which I found out a little bit earlier today. And you don't just have to take my word for it. You can take it from the customers. They love the food here at Angelo's Italian Deli. Again, the address is 6639 Northwest 36th Street. They've also got a website, angelositaliandeliok.com, and they're tagged in our Facebook Live video. So there's a lot of different ways you can check out the store. Super locally owned and operated. I mean, great people. They had a Facebook Live event earlier today that started at 11 for the hot table soup. And when I tell you, you got to line up for that like an hour before if you want to get soup, because they sell out fast. Those hot table is absolutely correct, Mike. Those went by quick from what I'm told. You got to line up for those like you're lining up for a midnight Pokemon card release in the 2025 right there.
And Angelo, as I've said before, my family's from back east, and Angelo sounds like he is the real deal.
Oh, it's real deal for sure.
And it's real, and man, you end up having some stuff that was made from back east with his known as recipes.
Oh, yeah, that's the idea. His favorite flavors from his hometown and from his family. So
He's got it.
He's got it. And, of course, we'll tell you more about it a little bit later. It is currently 4:02. We're just past the 4 p.m. hour, so it's time to get in on the show. Mike, we're going to talk a lot of pro sports today because tomorrow I'm doing the high school recap show over at Qdoba. So we'll speak a lot of local, a lot of high school then. We'll touch about it a little bit now because we do have stuff to talk about. And, Mike, earlier today, the OSSAA announced their locations for the semifinals for 4A on, I believe it's 6A all the way down actually now. 6A, you've got, they're all at 7 p.m. by the way, except for like one or two on the very upper class. Bixby and Broken Arrow is taking place at Catoosa, so is Jenks versus Owasso. Since they're playing on the same day in the same location, it's 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. starts respectively. In 6A2, Choctaw and Stillwater are at Edmond North. 1 p.m. Sand Springs is at taking on Putnam City at Edmond North, 7 p.m. Then down in 5A, we finally got the location for Carl Albert versus Newcastle. The Titans are taking on the Racers at Norman North High School. That's a 7 p.m. start there as well. There's going to be a lot of traffic around, so good luck to me driving around that one.
Good luck indeed.
Yeah. MacArthur versus Bishop McGinnis, the other semifinal match in Class 5A, is at Noble, 7 p.m.
Okay.
Then I'll skip out on the lower classifications for now and tell a little bit about 4A. Next, not this Friday, but the next Friday, the 5th, Tuttle football is heading out to East Central University in Ada for their semifinal matchup. That is at 7 p.m. there as well. So we're going to have to double up on that day. It sounds like I'm going to be out in Ada, and John Hickman is going to be staying here in Bethany for Bethany basketball on that Friday. Sounds like the plan. So
Okay.
we've got a lot coming up despite the holiday. Thanksgiving is not slowing much down. And, of course, right after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then that Saturday is Small Business Saturday. So we'll be out all Saturday doing live remotes, going in touring businesses and talking to people. Whew, it's going to be a long couple of weeks here coming up through December, man. Basketball season's in full swing. You already know.
Yeah. The one good thing about the Tuttle game is that it is basically halfway between Broken Bow and Tuttle. So that kind of worked out for Ada. Both teams will have to drive about 60 to 70 miles.
Yeah, and that's really probably why they did it. I mean, I don't know a lot about how they choose locations for each matchup, but that makes the most sense to me.
I mean, it didn't really matter much for the other. I mean, it's like Noble. Then was it the game that's being played in Noble? Who was that? That's
in Noble right now.
Was it 5A? Was it 5A?
Oh, that's MacArthur, Bishop McGinnis.
Yeah. So Bishop McGinnis is up here on 63rd Street along I-44, and that's Lawton MacArthur, that's Lawton Mac, and they're taking me down in Lawton. So that's not exactly halfway between. That's more like 30 miles from Bishop McGinnis and a good 85 miles from Lawton.
Yeah, that's like a 30-70, not a 50-50 drive right there.
But the Ada one, that's a 50-50 because the Broken Bow kids are going to have to navigate through the mountains.
Yeah.
So it's going to take them a while to get through the mountain passes before they get to basically McAllister and then make a beeline to Ada, where the Tuttle kids will just shoot straight over to Norman and straight down and straight over to Norman, straight across on Highway 9 and then to Tecumseh and then down to Ada.
I have been out to Ada before. I've been to East Central University. I played baseball out there on that field. It's a pretty nice place.
It's really, really grown since when the tribes got their gaming compact and they've thrown so much of their money into rebuilding the entire Ada community because when I was and we had competitions there as a kid and it was a nice little comfy town and I've got coworkers and former coworkers in this business who are from there and who work down there now. So, yeah, it's a happening little place now.
Yeah, it's nice, and I'm super excited if I get to be up in their press box, especially. I want to see what that's all about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, again, I'm going to be talking about this really in depth tomorrow when we're over at Qdoba for the high school recap show. So I invite everybody to tune into that one. I don't know if it's going to be at 5 or 6 yet, but it will be tomorrow evening, so make sure you tune in. If I can do it my way, it'll be at 5, and we'll just replace the game plan with that one. But we will see what happens. So Tuttle, their matchup, Carl Albert, their matchup. We're going to be going through a lot of the different games happening this Friday and next Friday on that show. So if you really want to break down that recap, we'll talk Bethany seasons and all fall sports, getting ready for winter as well. Again, I invite you to tune into that one. But Mike, recently I was out at Southwestern Christian University. They're all on the road this week for basketball. They don't have any home games until that week of, I believe, that week of the 1st, where they have one that we might be able to be at on that Tuesday. I'll have to double-check the schedule, but, man, I still want to get to Southern Nazarene game. We still haven't been able to go out to anything new. I don't know what they have coming up on the schedule yet because their football should be over now. Yeah, pretty sure that's over.
Their football's over for the NAI. They ended last weekend. No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you're right. 2 weeks ago, like back on the 8th or something. It's
Yeah.
been a little bit. So, but we got to find a way to get out there. We got to find a way to do some more college. But more college is coming as well in the Gospel Station Sports Talk. Don't get me wrong. We are doing much more college. But speaking of college, man, that's a good transition to what we're going to talk about in segment number 2. OU did it again. We did it again. It was another, maybe offensively lower scoring game than we would have liked. But again, I still think a lot of people are kind of stuck in the past offenses with that one. But the real story there is 3 ranked wins in a row. Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri.
Yeah.
We're number 8 in the country, top 10 again.
And we got to remember that the only ranking that counts is the ranking that comes out tomorrow night,
That is true.
which is where the committee puts us. Because I don't know, what AP thinks and what what the various talking heads think. I mean, some of them moved us down because we only scored 17 points. But
And
we got three freshmen on the offensive line, man.
Yes, we do. And 3 freshmen on the line, and they were getting pretty beat early on. And then we kind of came back and turned that around.
They were getting beat. They were getting beat a lot early on. By the time McTeer, got the ball out of his hands, it was he had somebody in his face a couple of times, and that's why those passes were off, or so. And it's speculation is that looks like McTeer is going to stay.
Right, as I think you should.
And he should, and it's like the line's going to be better. If the guys stay, the line will be better. The money, if they make the tournament, the boosters will be happy. The more money will come in for the NIL, and Material probably will probably get a pay bump, and then I don't think they're going to make it. My heart says they make it all the way, but I don't really expect them to make it all the way to the national championship game. But next year, if most of these guys come back and McTeer's better, yeah, watch out.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. I mean, if for no other reason than he has, like, the number 1 defense in the SEC right now, you should probably come back. I was looking at the stats, and KREF was too, and they put out the numbers. A number 1 scoring defense, number 1 rush defense, number 1 in sacks, number 1 in touchdowns allowed, number 3 in total defense. They're allowing 280 yards per game. That's maybe the biggest draw of all. It's like, yeah, we've got that defense now. They're giving him room to improve, room to have slow starts, and keeping them in it, which, man, I know there's a lot up in the air when it comes to playoffs. Nothing is set in stone. If any of those voters move us down, they're idiots. I'm just going to say it. I'm so fed up with voting panels and AP and CFP polls. We have 3 ranked wins in a row. That's more in, 1 month than Ohio State has in their entire season?
Yes.
I'm not saying Ohio State is a bad team, but, let's look at it objectively here.
Ohio State got a light draw. I mean, because these conferences are so big now, they have to deal like every other year with a bunch of their competitors, and you can get a year where you get a light draw.
Yeah.
You get lucky. You don't play Michigan. Now Ohio State plays Michigan, but you get lucky. You don't play. You get Northwestern and Purdue and Rutgers all in the same year.
Yeah. Yeah, not saying Ohio State is a bad team by any means, but yeah, this is their biggest matchup right against Michigan. If they lose to Michigan, Oklahoma is a lock for the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. They should be about as close to a lock for the playoffs as you can get right now. But again, we do have to wait on rankings because of course we do. But no, I can't imagine the way this year has gone. I haven't seen a lot of deviation between the CFP and AP rankings. So a lot of it has been very similar, maybe literally just 1 rank of difference in the middle. That's been about it. So yeah, I'm very hopeful for OU's chances of getting in here.
I as well.
One more game against unranked LSU. You do still have to take care of business. Yes. But in my opinion, OU should be a lock. Then, the rest of it, we'll see how it shakes out with, conference leaders and any last-minute movement. We were talking about it on a Saturday show, and I'll ask you about this on segment number 2, but I brought on Trey Allison, a repeat guest from Southwest Christian University and a Texas fan. And we asked the question, is there any way Texas could still make it? As far flung out as it could possibly be, is there any way a 3-loss Texas team could still make it in? We're going to talk about that on segment number 2 because we're at the end of our first segment here from Angelo's Italian Deli in Bethany, locally owned and operated, and a great place to be. 6639 Northwest 36th Street is the address. And make sure you remember that because you need to stop by and ask about their catering. With the holidays coming up, Christmas especially, if you're looking to host a party, if you're in an office, if you just want to get great food for your friends and family, Angelo's Italian Deli is the place to come. Again, they cater all events. You can get some of the fan favorite sandwiches, which I took a picture of the menu. You can see it behind me a little bit, but you can't really make out what's on there. You can get known as meatball, which I'm probably going to try today. The Cugino is a toasted sandwich I've heard is really good. I've had the College in 36, which I really like, so that's got my personal opinion on it. Or you can get a cold sandwich. They've got the Abruzzi. That's a fast seller as well. And, of course, they do those charcuterie boards, which most people, you ask for that, and you're either going to get something packaged or they're going to tell you to wait way too long for it. Not at Angelo's Italian Deli. You ask for that, they're going to cook it up, they're going to do it well, and you're going to enjoy it more than you ever knew you could enjoy a charcuterie board. So, but that's the kind of service and the kind of food you get here at Angelo's Italian Deli. Make sure you stop by. We got to send it to a break. We're done with our first segment. When we come back, number 2, we're going to keep talking some college football.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience of product knowledge and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods. At the home of the Gotta Have It, you'll find Apple Tree Antique Gallery, located in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. Enjoy spacious shopping with up to 77 unique vendors across more than 10,000 square feet, offering everything from jewelry and clothing to one-of-a-kind treasures and so much more. Don't miss our third Friday weekend specials every month, and yes, we're open Sundays. Call us at 495-0602. Apple Tree Antique Gallery in Bethany, home of the Gotta Have It.
Panko Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing is a commercial and industrial contractor. They offer end-to-end client experience that includes seamless communication, budgeting, staffing, on-site organization, and it's solid quality handiwork every time. The past projects include both new construction and repairs and restoration. Occupied and fully operational job sites are never a problem. They can also plan, manage, and build multi-phase jobs. We are a turnkey plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and mechanical contractor. Tanko Company, give them a call at 405-255-7804. Again, that's 405-255-7804. Tanko.
Lilygrass Flowers and Decor is rooted in rich history dating back to 1979 in the precious memory of Flowers by Roy. Alicia Rankins and staff have carried the commitment to only offer the finest, unique floral arrangements with same-day delivery locally and nationally. What you envision, we make reality at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway. Call Lilygrass Flowers and Decor at 721-1813 and begin a new memory.
From Yonkers, New York to Bethany, using his talent for others and opening Angelo's Italian Deli at 6639 Northwest 36th in Bethany, this genuine Italian flavor is home. Angelo's Italian Deli features the hot bar for lunch, the deli station with sandwiches and pizza. Enjoy our coffee shop and bakery. Experience the atmosphere. Angelo's Italian Deli caters any event. Call 405-384-0637. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, and Saturday, 7 to 2. Angelo's Italian Deli in Bethany. Okay, folks, that brings us back right out of break here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. Segment number 2, live from Angelo's Italian Deli here. great, again, local business, locally owned and operating. That's always the big thing we like to push. 6639 Northwest 36th Street. Call 405-441-5842. Not actually too far away from Southern Nazarene and Southwestern Christian University. We were just talking about them a little bit. They're right across the street from the event center at 36 Square. It's a great location. You can pull right up, stop in, get yourself some good food. Well, Monday through Friday, they do the hot lunch table where they have soup every day. It's things like roasted salmon, veggies, potato, red pepper, Gouda tomato bisque. It's things like that. And that's what I was talking about that goes so quick here. You got to get here right at 11 because it's supposed to last from like 11 to 1, or it goes quick. People come in here and they're eager to get that soup. But if you're not looking for the soup, of course, you've got the deli meats and cheese for the entire family. Something for everybody. No such thing as a picky eater here. You're going to find something even the pickiest of children likes, right? The Bruges, known as meatball, again, those are some of the top picks here. I'm going to try that meatball myself, I think. But they've got cannolis, cakes, breakfast sandwiches, and, of course, their coffee shop as well. That's all the drinks you'd expect and the Sinatra coffee. So if you want to know what that is, you might as well stop by and ask about it. 6639 Northwest 36th Street. Thanks to Angelo Cipollone for letting us come and do this. It's always fun every time we get to stop by. But, well, Mike, before we start talking about the college again tomorrow, I got to remind everybody that this Saturday is Small Business Saturday, and we're going to be visiting a lot of different businesses, but Santa Claus is coming out as well. And I think he's getting in on a hayride around the city here. But we'll be stopping by C&J Sporting Goods, Stephanie's Antique, Apple Tree Antique Gallery, Victory Mattress Outlet, and I wouldn't be surprised if we stopped by here once or twice as well. But all local. Are you going to get up there on that hayride with Santa Claus anytime?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No.
Is that going to be part of the holiday, the birthday treat for the nephew?
No. It's gonna be a little cold for a pre-K kid. So we're gonna be in one of those indoor bounce house type things. Apparently, where we're going.
Okay, that's a pretty good choice. That's a good choice. I can accept that. Okay. Well, before we talk about this college football thing, Missouri, get this, hasn't beat Oklahoma in Norman since 1966, Mike.
Yes, I know.
I know you know, but I still got to put the emphasis on that. Since 1966.
Yeah.
That's 60 almost years straight since Missouri has beaten OU in Norman, Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
Nuts.
And that was 66 was a down year. That was kind of the doldrums between where they were in the 50s, when the 57 straight, was it 3 years straight, how many games they won in a row, to right before the Switzer era, when Switzer came in as an assistant. And then that's when Steve Owens became the Heisman winner at the end of the 60s. So that was the last time Missouri did it. I remember the Missouri beat OU in Missouri there during the Big 8, Big 12 era. That was a big disappointment too. The OU team was good, and they just didn't put it together that year.
All right. Well, a team that has put it together is OU this year. 2 losses, one to Texas in the Red River rivalry, which it's the Red River shootout. We never know what's going to happen there. And one to a very well-coached Lane Kiffin Ole Miss, who, of course, he is still in the news a lot. But
oh, yeah.
We are right there at kind of the top of the 2 lost teams here in the rankings. And that team we lost to down in Texas, the Longhorns are a 3-loss team now, 8-3. Currently in AP and CFP both are ranked number 16, while OU is ranked number 8 in both. Again, and I talked about this on a Saturday show we recorded with our guest there, with our guest Trey. Is there any chance Texas could sneak into the top 10, find themselves a playoff berth? They've got to contest with good 2-loss teams currently, conference leaders. Is there any sliver of hope for the Longhorns?
One, who are they playing this coming weekend?
That's a great question. Let's look it up real quick. Texas schedule. Oh, it's A&M. That's right.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So they're
Yeah, it's
playing
the big one.
They're playing A&M. Okay, that's step one. One, they have to beat A&M.
Right. You got to knock off the undefeated number 3 team in the country.
I'm trying to find out
If
where.
if they do that, just for the sake of beating A&M, do they get top 10 right there?
No, they need help.
No, they don't even make it top 10 after beating A&M. They still need help. That's the call.
Yeah, hang on.
Right.
Well,
They definitely need every 2-loss team to lose again, without a doubt. Even Michigan beating Ohio State wouldn't help them. They would need Michigan to lose.
Yeah.
That much is a given.
Here we go. I was trying to get to the brackets. Okay, so we're looking at here. Okay, so they have to. Tulane, that's a group of 5, so they're going to get in. They have to have Miami lose. Bama has to lose. And Notre Dame has to lose.
Like I'm saying, every 2-loss team has to lose. They need Oklahoma to lose. They need Notre Dame to lose. They need Alabama to lose.
No. If Oklahoma lose, they could.
Yeah.
Oklahoma loses and Notre Dame wins, then Oklahoma will be kicked out and Notre Dame will get to stay. But they need. Yeah, they need 3 of them to lose.
Yeah.
They need Bama to lose, Miami to lose, and Notre Dame or Oklahoma to lose.
One of the two, not both, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Are you looking at a bracket right now, by the way? Because I can't find.
I'm actually looking at the bracket.
Dude, I can't find a bracket anywhere.
I know Google search is not helping us today.
No.
I had to go to college football playoff bracket based on current ranking. I mean, I had to write a ton of stuff in to get this set. So we got Tulane playing based right now. It's Tulane versus Texas Tech, Notre Dame and Oklahoma. Miami plays Ole Miss. Bama plays Oregon, with Georgia, Ohio State, A&M, and Indiana all having byes.
I don't know, man. I think it all has to go so perfectly right for them to even have a chance. But I guess it is technically a chance.
And Chase has joined the chat. So, Chase, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just going to listen to you guys, seeing what your guys' kind of thoughts were. But I think if if Oklahoma loses this weekend, they're out completely. I don't think they have a sliver of chance to get in. I think like the amount of them to get in, I think they put it as like a 10% chance of maybe getting in if they lose to LSU. Now LSU is garbage this year now after Brian Kelly got fired. So they're not the same LSU team with obviously with the head coach. So if OU loses, they're out. They shouldn't lose. They should not lose. They should be in. They should be in the playoffs. If they beat LSU this weekend, they should be in. Texas, on the other hand, if they beat Texas A&M, they're in. They're in. You beat the number 3 team and you beat the number 3 team in the country. You're in. I'm sorry. Like you look at all the different wins, all the different losses that Texas A&M or Texas has had. Now, do I think Texas will beat Texas A&M? Absolutely not. In no green earth will Texas beat Texas A&M. And if they do, people can come back on me and just literally be like, "Hey, you said that they weren't gonna win." I'm like, sure, whatever. Like, look how Arch Manning has played. He hasn't played good football. But also, he's had some good games, he's had some rough games, and when it comes to the big games, he just hasn't been able to get it done. So I really don't think Texas is going to make it. I think Notre Dame is pretty much locked in with their big wins. Tulane, if they come away with a loss or anything, they're out, and the other team that actually has the better of a chance to actually make it to the playoffs is actually James Madison. They're that next team that's supposed to be in. They're like a 48% chance of making it. Tulane was like a 15 to 20% chance because of the games, the last few games that they have. So it's going to turn into that because they're in the American Conference. Well, if they lose the American Championship, do you really kind of put them in that case? I mean, you lose to it's kind of where you fall in those ranking situations. But I think Tulane has the best shot. They have the absolute best shot to get into the playoffs. But it's going to get really interesting. And I think tomorrow is going to be more of a factor because obviously that's when the College Football Playoff Committee meets and that's when their new rankings come out is tomorrow. Yep. And so we will see where Texas gets ranked because Texas is at number 17 right now, obviously with the AP poll, all that type of stuff. But the committee's different. The committee ranked them higher during the first playoff committee ranking. I think they were at like number 10, number 11. Like they were up there. So for them to stay in the top 10 is probably still going to be a thing. Like I don't even look at the AP poll anymore because a lot of people voting in the AP poll are just numbnuts that don't actually know what they're doing. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But also I feel like Vanderbilt still has a chance to get in. They have a sliver of a chance, but I still think they have a chance to get in. And I would actually, if Tulane loses, I honestly would put Vanderbilt in over Tulane, or over James Madison, because even though they're SEC, look at the quality of wins they have. Look at who's played them. Look at all these different scenarios of how Vanderbilt has looked this year. Like, I can't remember the head coach's name, it's blanking from me, but he should win Coach of the Year this year. Absolutely should win Coach of the Year. If he doesn't win Coach of the Year, it's the most absolutely rigged thing in the world. Because what he's done with that Vanderbilt program to even make him even a contender to the playoffs is beyond, dumb battle. It's pretty awesome. It's really cool. But then we also can't forget about Navy. Navy still has a chance to get into the playoffs, guys. If they win the American Championship over Tulane, they're in.
Yeah.
There's so many different factors. That's why we can't be like, oh, this team's in, oh, this team's out. Because as soon as we see the playoff committee tomorrow, that's when we'll know more if a team's in, a team's out, that type of thing. So that's kind of how I'm kind of picturing the playoffs right now.
I personally can't see any 3-loss team making the playoffs this year. Not with the quality teams at the top. Personally, I don't see any 3-losser making it in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a 3-loss team making it. There's too many. That's why I'm saying if Texas loses anything like that, they're out. But
yeah,
when you look at all the 1-loss teams, all the 2-loss teams, I think there will be a 2-loss team in the playoffs. There will not be a 3-loss team. If there's a 3-loss team, it's going to be an SEC bias situation, and it's not going to be good. I think Texas Tech, I think they have to win out. BYU, I think they have to win out. Because unfortunately, they're not going to put 2 Big 12 teams in the playoffs. I really don't think they're going to. Even if both of them make the championship, even if, both of them kind of roll through things, I do not think that they will make 2 teams in the Big 12 to the championship. In the playoffs. I just don't see it because that's how much the SEC. Yeah, the SEC's good but if you look at the bias in that, the ACC, if the ACC goes nuts, they're going to put the ACC champion in there, depending on who it is. If it's Miami, Miami's getting in if they win the ACC championship. But right now, they're not even on the cusp of making to the championship game right now. It's SMU that has the better shot to get back into the playoffs this year, which that would be crazy. SMU 2 years in a row making it to the playoffs? I don't think anybody ever saw that one coming. Then you look at the Big Ten, Indiana, Ohio State, obviously both of them are getting in. They're the 1, the 2. I beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. But you also have to look at Ohio State. They have Michigan coming up. That's their final game of the year, and it's a rivalry game against Michigan. And we all know chaos happens when it's Ohio State and Michigan. We all know how chaotic things get. So I'm not even counting that one a win or a loss in that case. Indiana could actually be the number 1 team by the end of this week. It's so up in the air. And that's what makes college football fun this year, is because we actually don't know. It's actually one of the most fun college football years we've seen in a while.
It's been pretty fun. And I hate speculating on final brackets, but it has been fun. But we're coming up on our break here, so we got to send it to our halfway point. We're live from Angelo's Italian Deli in Bethany. I almost said Angelo's Italian Bethany and Deli right there. Good thing I got that. 6639 Northwest 36th Street here. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. tonight. Remember the catering services. They're catering everything for the holidays. Again, that's if you have just a party, if you're in an office trying to get something for the co-workers, wherever you're at, they cater for you. So call Angelo's 405-441-5842. speak to the friendly people here and Mr. Angelo Cipollone himself. It's a great environment if you do stop by. It's got that quaint local coffee shop feel, just like we were talking about. And they've got Christmas trees up and snowmen outside. It's a great place to be. But we're going to break here. When we come back the second half of our show, we might talk a little bit more college, but I think we're going to start moving into some pro stuff too. So don't go anywhere. That's coming soon.
John Campbell is your local health market agent that specializes in Medicare. Instead of talking through an 800 number, talk face-to-face with your local agent, John Campbell, to answer all your questions and find the company that best fits your needs. John Campbell Health Market serves Yukon, Bethany, and the surrounding area and will travel across the state of Oklahoma to meet with you. Call John Campbell Health Markets at 405-200-8414. Call 405-200-8414.
Stan's Plumbing is your locally owned, full-service, licensed, and bonded plumbing company, proudly serving the Oklahoma City Metro for over 30 years. Stan's provides all types of plumbing services like
thank you to everybody on Facebook.
Sewer repair and trenchless pipe replacement, water heater repair
Always
and
forget to
installation,
mute.
both tank and tankless, plus
Thanks,
drain
everybody on
cleaning
Facebook.
and jetting. All plumbers arrive
Appreciate
with
it.
fully stocked trucks and can resolve your plumbing problems in a timely manner. Since 1988,
I
Stan's
can't
Plumbing
remember.
has held itself to a higher standard in plumbing. Call
Angel's Italian Deli, they are
405-721-5100 to
actually-
schedule your appointment. Stan's
here,
Plumbing, Valley Service in a dirty business. 405-721-5100.
They're on
Name
Facebook.
brands and more for less at Victory Mattress Outlet. Welcome to Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway in Oklahoma City. Family owned and operated Victory Mattress Outlet has options for every budget, like quality 10-inch beds to high-end luxury mattresses fit for a king. You're the winner here. Shop pillows, protectors, bedroom sets, and more. And remember, the friendly people at Victory Mattress Outlet can help deliver, assemble, and set up your mattresses and furniture. Call 405-510-6988 and never pay retail price for top brands again. Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway, 405-510-6988. That's 405-510-6988. Victory Mattress Outlet, where your best night's sleep costs less.
Grandview Windows and Doors is a proud sponsor of the Bethany Broncos and a part of the community serving all of Oklahoma City area with a mission to provide our customers exceptional window and door solutions. Locally owned and operated, Grandview Windows and Doors is your window and door specialist. Drop on by our showroom to get the latest color, styles, and special pricing just in time for the fall. Call 405-787-0230 and visit us on Facebook, Grandview Windows and Doors.
Looking for fast cash without the hassle? At Red River Credit in Oklahoma City, they've got you covered. They offer auto-secured loans up to $3,660, and the best part, no credit check. Need something different? They also provide traditional installment signature loans with a credit check. Whether you need quick cash or a long-term solution, they're here to help. Enjoy cash-friendly service with easy access online at redrivercredit.com. You can apply in person at 4571 Northwest 23rd Street, Suite A in Oklahoma City. Call 405-440-0582.
When technology has you screaming at the office, call Simplify Tech Solutions at 405-981-1011. Located at 4221 North MacArthur Boulevard, Simplify Tech Solutions features IT management, business phone systems, manages Wi-Fi, and offers repair and support. Simplify your Wi-Fi before the emotional breakdown by calling Simplify Tech Solutions. Locally owned and operated at 405-981-1011. 405-981-1011. Simplify Tech Solutions.
Okay, that brings us right back out of break. More than halfway done with our show. We're going to have a shorter segment here, but I just got to bring this up, guys. Breaking news, running back Jonathan Hatton Jr. has flipped his commitment back to Oklahoma from Texas A&M. He's the number 8 running back in the 2026 class. Originally committed to OU, went to A&M, and now he's back, and he's one of 2, I believe, running backs that are big names that have committed to Oklahoma here. So,
And what high school is he coming from?
let's see if I can find the high school he was at here.
That's crazy. You know, it's the way Oklahoma has really actually like built their program now is pretty insane. The fact of like the amount of like offensive people they've been able to get, what they've been able to get for like commitment changes and stuff like that. It's quite impressive, not gonna lie. So I do give credit for Brent Venables and his coaching staff really being able to bring in some of these really big, talented recruits. Granted, Oklahoma's always had the 5 stars, the 4 stars, the 3 stars, the 2 stars. I think one point maybe they had a 1 star, but they don't really go for that anymore. But I feel like now it's more of transfer portal situations. Excuse me. I feel like if you have better transfer portal, then you're going to do a lot better. Look at what Texas Tech is doing. Look at how they've been able to build their NIL program, their transfer portal situation, and they've been able to build it to a high standard. So now it's like one of the best programs in the nation. I mean, it's the transfer portal situation. I love that people are starting to switch commits, things like that, to different teams that they think will do a lot better for them. But I just don't feel like recruiting is the same way anymore in high school as it was in college. A lot of people are now just going to JUCOs and then they transfer into a big college or, vice versa.
I did find the name. I believe it's Cibolo Steele High School down in Texas, where he was a 1,200-yard rusher in each of his last 3 seasons. So I like that. That's good news. I'm a fan of hearing that.
That's real good news. Finally get one of the Texas kids to come north, and instead of getting poached by one of the teams down in there between A&M and Tech and SMU now. I mean, SMU's back. I mean, I remember the day they got the death penalty, and it was a shock throughout the nation. And now they're back. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is good news. After Oklahoma put up only 103 yards rushing against Missouri, it was kind of tough at times to get the rushing attack going in that Mizzou game. So again, just more depth in the backfield is always a good thing. Hey, we're live from Angelo's Italian Deli. Got a little bit more time on this segment before we go back to break, but I don't want to miss our promotion for the store that's hosting us tonight, 6639 Northwest 36th Street here in Bethany. From Yonkers, New York, down here to Bethany, Oklahoma, Angelo Cipollone is bringing his dream of sharing his favorite flavors from his hometown and family to our local community. So stop by. You can see a couple people have come through the dining area picking up their own food, and that's the best promotion you could do for any business is to see people actually coming through and putting in their orders. But it's unique Italian sandwiches, pizzettes. I've talked about the coffee. I've talked about the soups. But it's all right here at Angelo's Italian Deli. Well, guys, as we head to our last segment, again, we got a little bit more time here. We're going to talk about some pro news for just a little bit. We've got one game tonight as far as football goes, and it's San Francisco playing tonight. But how about that blown lead by the Eagles in the Dallas-Philadelphia game last night? What are we thinking?
Oh, I'm so stoked. So stoked.
Dude, I was so happy too. But what?
I love to see all the people, they're like, cry, Eagle, cry. Oh, it's so funny. because here's the funny part. They really should have won the first time. They shouldn't have lost the first time they played them.
Yeah, actually.
CeeDee Lamb, I don't understand what is wrong with CeeDee Lamb when it comes to playing the Eagles, because literally now he just can't he can't catch a football against the Eagles to save his life, and that's what really is so frustrating. And I really wish he could figure it out, because my goodness, man, that was a touchdown. You didn't have to kick the field goal for Brandon Aubrey. There was multiple times in that game that should have been done. The game should have been over, but I'm just so thankful and that God gave Dallas Cowboys a win last night, because my goodness, we needed it. We still have a 10% chance of making the playoffs. They got to get through KC on Thanksgiving night. Yeah, that's not looking great.
We still got Kansas City and Detroit and the Chargers.
Oh yeah, no. The end of the season does not look good for the Cowboys at all. But hey, if you win those games, you have to make the playoffs, right? Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully.
I think so.
No, it was funny because that first week and yesterday should have been the opposite result. We should have won the first week. We probably should have lost yesterday. Neither happened as it should have.
We should have lost yesterday. We should have absolutely gotten our butts blown off of by what the Buccaneers did. They lost 31-7 or something. But also Baker Mayfield got hurt, so that was their reason why they got blown out. But also Kansas City coming back in the fourth quarter, they were down 19-9 or 20-9. And came back and won that game. That was insane. There was a lot of overtime games this week. The Jaguars went to overtime. I mean, I don't have the list in front of me, but there was I think there was 4 or 5 games that went to overtime this week. And that's been the thing. It's college football has been so good this year. The NFL has been really good this year. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden football is good again. I don't understand, but it makes me so excited.
Yeah, and Caleb Williams in Chicago, he's only had 2 losses this year. He's got 8 wins.
Yeah.
Everybody,
He has 3 losses, right? Or no?
is it 2 or 3?
I thought it's 3.
Yeah, well, I know
It might be 2, but I thought it was 3.
he's got 8 victories though. The key is he's got
Yeah,
8.
no, and that's the crazy part because the Bears haven't really ever been good, and then all of a sudden they're just finding ways to win, and that's the name of the game. I mean, look at the 49ers. Who would have thought the 49ers are still in the playoff contention after Brock Purdy went down? Mac Jones figured something out, and then he figured out ways. George Kittle went down. They lost Fred Warner for the year. Like, this team should not be winning. And all of a sudden, here they are, just kicking butt again. And then you also look at the Patriots. I mean, look at what Drake May's been doing with the Patriots. Like, this has been a crazy year because we're seeing teams that normally don't look great that are looking great. Look at the Broncos with Bo Nix and what they've been able to do.
I don't know about great with the Broncos, but
they are literally in a position to win the AFC. Like,
they're taking care of business. I just don't know about great.
I mean, they're taking care of. I mean, the Colts. They were looking really good. Obviously, it's Daniel Jones who's the quarterback with the Colts, but. Let's just talk about that for a second. Daniel Jones, everyone wrote him off at New York, obviously, because New York sucks. He goes to the Colts, and now he's the best thing since sliced bread. Like, what in the world?
That Indianapolis game, Daniel Jones threw for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns, but the rushing really fell behind. Only 58 yards from Jonathan Taylor, no touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah, and when Jonathan Taylor's not on, that's rough. It's like the 49ers. When Christian McCaffrey's not on, it's rough.
Yeah. And hopefully he's not on today because that would really help my fantasy this week. But we'll see what happens.
I need him on because I need to win fantasy. So I don't care. What's your record in fantasy right now?
10-1.
Yeah, you can deserve a loss. That's fine. Yeah, I have Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey, all 3 of them today.
Oh, jeez, man.
And I'm like 30 points down, so I at least need them to at least get 30 or 40 so I can win a piece. I mean, not a piece, but like I need one of them to go off for a good game of like 25 and then one of them with 10. You know, I don't need everyone to go off. I need to win. I'm facing the number 1 team right now, and I'm in second, so I'm trying to take my first place spot back. So...
Hey, we'll
I just also think it's funny that in my broadcast league on Horseback Broadcasting, we did like a fantasy league. Everyone dogged my fantasy draft, and I'm about to make the playoffs too. I just think it's funny because I think I clinched the playoffs this week. So I'm just saying it's kind of funny. Funny how people are like, "Oh man, your draft is dog crap," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm making the playoffs. What are you doing? You're sitting on the bench."
Hey, we'll keep talking about Chase's fantasy issues on our next segment here. We'll see what happens. We got to go to break. It's time for our final segment here on the Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. We've been live from Angelo's Italian Deli here in Bethany. Great spot. Thank you so much to Angelo's for hosting us and to owner Angelo Cipollone, of course. One more segment again. When we come back, we'll keep talking some pro sports, maybe throw in some breaking news, see what happens. But remember, Angelo's, when you need catering, they'll serve your entire party and your entire group. And I mean, groups of 50 people or more, they got it covered. But we'll be back after this with our final segment. It's the Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk.
Lilygrass Flowers and Decor is rooted in rich history dating back to 1979 in the precious memory of Flowers by Roy. Alicia Rankins and staff have carried the commitment to only offer the finest, unique floral arrangements with same-day delivery locally and nationally. What you envision, we make reality at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway. Call Lilygrass Flowers and Decor at 721-1813 and begin a new memory.
Are you looking for some hair, some virgin hair, some extensions? Well, come to Alchemy Ming Virgin Hair and Boutique. We have moved to 10709 North Rockwell Avenue, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Suite D. Come and see all the styles from your best hairstylist, your favorite hairstylist, the award-winning hairstylist of the year, Jasmine J.G. Garrett Whitten.
Stephanie's Vintique and the Plaster Paint Company is all Oklahoma made at 3821 Asbury in Bethany, featuring vintage, chalk paint, antiques, clothing, vegan soaps and lotion, homemade cards, decor, and furniture. And space is available for rent to start your own business at Stephanie's Vintique and Plaster Paint Company. Call 405-249-3604 and see why people are coming from all over the metro for this paint and decor. Or you can visit us at theplasterpaintcompany.com and also see us on Facebook. Stephanie's Vintique and Plaster Paint Company in Bethany. Start your Vintique experience.
We are Integrity Heating, Air, and Plumbing, in business for over 40 years. We've provided top-notch service for every company and residential home in the area. Let's take a look inside and let you meet some people.
Hey, Blaine. Good morning. Here we have a part of our call center. This is Tina. That's Gabby. That's our general manager, BJ. Our office hours are from 7:30 to 7:30, Monday through Friday, and we do heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Give us a call. We always have specials. Our number one priority is your family, constant comfort, and convenience. We offer 24-hour service.
And in order for us to do that, we fully stock everything here at our warehouse, whether it's commercial or residential. We offer plumbing, heating and air, and electrical full services. All of our guys are licensed, we're bonded and insured.
Here at Integrity, we offer senior discounts, military discounts, and public service discounts.
You worked hard for us, so let us work hard for you.
Yeah, go Broncos.
Looking for fast cash without the hassle? At Red River Credit in Oklahoma City, they've got you covered. They offer auto-secured loans up to $3,660, and the best part, no credit check. Need something different? They also provide traditional installment signature loans with a credit check. Whether you need quick cash or a long-term solution, they're here to help. Enjoy cash-friendly service with easy access online at redrivercredit.com. You can apply in person at 4571 Northwest 23rd Street, Suite A in Oklahoma City. Call 405-440-0582.
John Campbell is your local health market agent that specializes in Medicare. Instead of talking through an 800 number, talk face-to-face with your local agent, John Campbell, to answer all your questions and find the company that best fits your needs. John Campbell Health Market serves Yukon, Bethany, and the surrounding area and will travel across the state of Oklahoma to meet with you. Call John Campbell Health Markets at 405-200-8414. Call 405-200-8414.
All right, that brings us right back out of break on our final time here. So thank you to everybody that has been tuning in, both on the gospelstation.com Sports and Talk and on the Facebook Gospel Station Sports and Talk there as well. It's been a fun show coming up on the end now. EPH 511 on right after this. We invite you to stick around. But if you are watching on the Facebook, Angelo's Italian Deli is tagged in our post, so you can navigate on over to their social media there. Take a look at some of the pictures and videos they posted, some of the food, and a little bit of the menu. It's a great place. We really do enjoy coming back every single time. I'll give you the address again just as soon as I pull it back up because I accidentally sent it away. 6639 Northwest 36th Street, 405-441-5842 is the number you should call. Catering, dine-in, takeout, they'll help you with all of it. Thanks, Angelo Cipollone. All right, guys, final segment. I'm going to start this off with more Dallas Cowboys talk. Dak Prescott has become the leading passer all time in Dallas Cowboys history. He has passed Tony Romo, but at the same time, he has become the all-time leading QB in fourth quarter/OT comebacks with 25, after tying the largest comeback in team history with 21 points. Now, my Eagles buddy will call Dak a stat patter. I prefer to say great quarterback in a bad organization. But what are y'all's thoughts on that one?
I would probably have to say that it's I think it's a not a great organization that he's in, but also I think he's had chances throughout these years that he's been quarterback with the Cowboys, and I get it. He has the most passing yards, now all throughout the whole thing, but it's still kind of one of those things where I'm like, I really wish you could figure it out, because I feel like it also he cost himself. So, I mean, he's had multiple interceptions, not this year, but in previous years that they should have been really good, and he's been one of the reasons why this team wasn't, where they should have been, why they weren't in the playoffs, or why they didn't win in the playoffs, or because he's thrown costly interceptions and stuff like that. So I think he's really had to like kind of grow up, clean that type of stuff up. But I don't know. I think he's a good quarterback. I just don't know. I still don't know if he's the right fit for Dallas. But I mean, obviously Jerry Jones ain't gonna get rid of him, and
Way too much money in that
no,
contract.
no one's getting rid of him now because of how much money they just put into him.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, Dallas has just not been able to figure it out at the same time, right? And yeah, he's played a part in that, but I would still stand by and say that he is a good quarterback. And I kind of go back to that statement I've said in past shows, like if he was playing for anybody else, how would we be talking about Dak Prescott right now? But Mike, I think you had something to say.
He's a very, very good quarterback. He's not among the all-time greats. The rules are different. The era is different. He has, even though it's his 10th year, he lost a year, but he's lost a year and a half because of his injuries. He lost. He broke the ankle. That was out, and that was like early in the season. Then he had last year, or 2 years ago, he got hurt as well. So
last year he got hurt.
Okay, so he's played about as many years as Staubach did, or Aikman did. Because I think they both went 9 by the time they walked, and so the fact that he has more than Romo is great. Now granted, a couple of years ago he was playing in an insane high octane offense, and of course that led to all the interceptions. Still haven't figured out what happened that 1 year where he just went pick happy. He turned into Eli Manning. Like every third drive was a pick. But he cleaned it up the next year. It was because that was really bizarre. But yeah, he's a very, very good quarterback. And if he was with anybody else, there'd be more love on the national media for him. And which is just the nature of the fact he's playing in Dallas and he's playing for Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
So, because Jerry Jones was a guy who went into business when the other 2 guys on his team went into coaching, and he saw one become a superstar immediately, and he saw the other one become a superstar in the 80s, and he thinks he's just as smart as those 2, and with football, and he's not.
No, Jerry Jones, I think he's, I think he was a good GM and owner for quite some time, but I still believe at some point I think it's time to throw up the GM hat. He could still be the owner, but I think that's still kind of one of those things where, as a Cowboy fan, I'm like sitting here and like, I feel like without Jerry Jones, I feel like we could actually go further, but also it's like Jerry Jones puts a lot of money into that football program. I mean, obviously, he has a stadium. It's AT&T. I mean, it's Jerry World. I mean, everyone knows that even once he dies or, once he decides to retire or things like that, it's always going to be known as Jerry World because obviously he helped build that program there. But I think there is times where, you realize, oh, hey, it might be time to step away from this, let a young guy or a young gal come in. I mean, I've been so impressed by what Indianapolis Colts daughter, I can't think of her name right now, what she's been doing with the program.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in the what?
Irsay's daughter.
Yes, Irsay's daughter. But, like, I've been so impressed by, like, how she's been doing it. She's down there on the sideline, headset and all, trying to figure out, hey, do these people actually know what they're talking about? What all goes into this? And I think that is the perfect thing. I think more people need to do that because then you can actually realize, oh, hey, we got a good head coach, or, oh, no, like, we need to get rid of this guy because he doesn't know what he's doing. He might just be making up things, but no one else can hear that. And I think that is why I think the Colts are actually doing so good, because they actually have a GM down there that actually knows what they're doing and trying to rebuild this team. And I mean, she may not fully know what she's doing, but she's learning, and that's the thing. It's like you need to learn. You just can't be a know-it-all.
Well, unfortunately, her father and his demons hurt the Colts since Peyton left, and
yeah,
they never could quite put it together. And he'd let his personal biases determine who stayed and who went on his team, and he lost a couple of chances as well. So the fact that she's there and she's learning, but she's the owner, she's not the GM, And so the the GM and the coach are getting to do their job with minimal interference.
No, and that's the good part is like when you actually, and I misspoke. I said GM, but I meant owner. But, like that's the one thing. It's like once you're an owner, you literally have to let people work. I mean, look at the owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Has nothing, like not the GM, nothing. Sam Presti's the GM, and they let Sam Presti work and do what he needed to do to build this team. And now the Thunder have only lost one game on the year. They have beat the team that beat them, the only loss of the season, last night, and absolutely blown the brakes off of them. The other thing is you don't even have your full starters back. Like J-Dub's still out, and that's a big piece of the puzzle. And that's what people really don't realize. I'm like, they're winning games without J-Dub. This is going to be the Thunder have the best chance right now of going back to back, especially if they keep playing as a team, and that's why they're winning games, because they're playing as a team. The GM is allowing to do the things. I mean, it's the same thing we talked about with the trades and what he was able to do to build lottery picks, and why the Thunder will probably have 3 or 4 picks in the first round this next year, and everyone's like, it's not fair. I'm like, we sucked for 3 years, so literally to build this team that he's built. Like, Sam Presti's going to go down in Oklahoma City Thunder history as a legend. Completely. He could go he's not leaving. I can tell you this right now. Sam Presti is not leaving, even though every single person from the Thunder organization or from anywhere, if you're a Thunder fan, you were calling for Sam Presti's head for those 3-4 seasons because the Thunder had not had to deal with losing seasons. They had one losing season with Scott Brooks, and then they fired Scott Brooks, and then they brought in Billy Donovan. Well, then they started struggling. Billy Donovan left, and then now it's Dagnall. I was thinking of Mark Dagnall with it, and he was an assistant coach. He wasn't supposed to be a good head coach. They didn't think that he was going to be like the guy. They just wanted a guy to have there, so that's why they didn't go pick up Greg Popovich or anyone else to really try to fully build a team up. They just left with him, and now he's turned into one of the best coaches. Like, they gave a chance to an assistant coach to build up. And again, the owner has stayed out of it. It's been the GM with Sam Presti and the crew and the CEOs and everything. And that's how you build a team. You don't build it from ownership. It's cool that you own the team, great, and you have a little bit of say, but you let your team work the way that you're supposed to. I really think Jerry Jones needs to go talk with the Thunder organization and be like, how did you do this in literally less than 2 years? Like, the rebuild was really less than 2 years, because you look at it, the third year they won a championship. The second year they made it all the way to it was like the quarterfinals or something. Yep. And the first year they make play-in. Like, it took less than 4 years. Less than 4 years is what I would really put it as, to build that team and make it an NBA championship team. No Westbrook, no Kevin Durant, no James Harden.
Yeah, I wish Jones would go talk to them, but we know he won't, unfortunately.
No, I know he won't. But that's the thing. If he would, you know how good Dallas actually could be? If you actually listen? Just saying, and I think every team needs to go look and see what the Thunder have done. Because honestly, the Thunder need to go be everyone needs to just go study what Sam Presti did, because this team literally probably is going to turn into a dynasty from what Presti has been able to do. And especially if he's able to retain every single player, which they pretty much already have. They haven't had to get rid of anyone. The only person they got rid of was Josh Giddey, and that was last year. They traded him because Josh wanted to be the guy. And now look what he's doing at Chicago. He's the guy. He's doing good. I mean, I don't know if there's more to say, but there's so many chances that Dallas has a chance to really rebuild and build the program to where it needs to be, but they won't ever do that without Jerry Jones stepping down as GM. It's not going to happen.
I agree. But we were out of time here to keep talking about this. We've been live from Angelo's Italian Deli. Thank you, Chase, for coming on and being a guest on the show. It was another fun one. You can tell when you get passionate.
Apologize for the long rant.
It's all good. It's all good. But we've been live from 6639 Northwest 36th Street here in Bethany. We got to get moving because EPH 511 is coming on after this. Thanks again to Angelo Cipollone. Remember, Angelo's Italian Deli, they will cater for your holiday events, so stop by. Call 405-441-5842. We'll catch you on the next one. This is it for this Monday's show. We'll see you at the high school recap show tomorrow. This is Luke Young, Chase Horsley, and Mike Gannon signing off.